Let's bring in our panel straight in. Joining me tonight, former New South Wales Labor Treasurer Michael Costa and Liberal MP Garth Hamilton. Can we talk about some breaking news, you two? It's just come into us in the last 10 minutes or so. It seems there's been a back down of sort for the first time. I'm talking COP here. For the first time explicitly, it seems, I'll go to you first, Michael. Leaders at COP28 have agreed to, quote, transition away from fossil fuels. This is the second draft text. It's just been released and it says it's calling for countries to transition away from fossil fuel in energy systems in a just, orderly and equitable manner, accelerating action this decade. Man, it's very much language talking around the problem. What do you make of that, Michael? I mean, try and unpick it for me.
Oh, look, Steve, I think that's just nonsense. It's just a motherhood statement. What is the meaning of that? What the fanatics wanted, the climate change hysterics wanted, was a firmer statement from all of the participants that fossil fuels would be almost eliminated almost immediately, and that's not what they've got. That's just a motherhood statement. It could be read any way you want. All that stuff about justice and all that sort of stuff is just meaningless. Look, that whole thing's been a fiasco. And we look stupid thanks to our energy minister being over there. And I'm not talking about that embarrassing welcome to country. I'm talking about the fact that our economy, and we've just had the MOIFO released, shows how dependent we are on these fossil fuels. And there's no way in the world that we will be in a position over the next decade to do anything like what's implied in that statement. So it's just nonsense. And I'm sure people will be walking it back as soon as they leave.
Garth, I mean, from a Queensland point of view, I mean, I guess this is better news because, you know, the strident language coming out of the zealots through this conference has been unbelievable. But at the end of the day, when they had to put out their communique and put it in writing, they've sort of gone, oh, well, you know, maybe we've gone a bit hard.
They went weak at the knees. Look, firstly, I'm looking forward to seeing these people walk or swim home from Dubai, to immediately get out of fossil fuels. You know, that'd be a great show of support and strength for their wonderful cause. But what a silly statement. I mean, can we just point out now, COP is meaningless. It is absolutely meaningless. We're in a cost of living crisis that is affecting all Australians. Energy prices are soaring. And despite having some of the highest uptake of solar energy in the world, particularly on homes and houses, our prices are still through the roof. If it was cheaper, it would be working. This is not about what's affecting the average mum or dad around the kitchen table, or particularly young Australians hoping to get onto the housing ladder. This is completely, self-absorbed, elitist. Has nothing to do with the real world. And I'm glad, if I can say one good thing about this, I'm glad I'm not there.
Garth, I mean, when you look at it, how foolish to hold a climate change gathering of where apparently 100,000 people turned up in the middle of the UAE, which pumps oil out of the sand, turns it into petrol. It's a fossil fuel. Well, who thought that was a good idea?
Look, it's the ultimate rebrand, isn't it? You know, the gritty reboot of the Middle East that they care about. These sort of things. I lived over there and worked over there for quite a number of years. I remember driving through the deserts, seeing the smoke billowing out into the sky, the desalination plants pumping brine out and killing fish in the Red Sea. I can remember these things. The pretense that there's some sort of new green world going on over there. It is pretense, and I think we just need to come back to what sensible policy we can, which is ensuring that we have cheap and reliable power for Australians to use and for our economy to get ahead.